this is the first camp I can, like, you know, enjoy myself and be back. My headspace that I'm in now is way better than what I was before, and that's the only thing that mattered to me.
A lot of things out there about the size and all of this stuff, but people forget that Tank's a top 10 pound for pound fighter, and he's got power in both hands. And skill-wise and technique-wise, he's been doing this for so long.
I feel like Tank has the edge for sure. You know, he's a real fighter, you know, and got skills, high IQ fighter. Regardless of the weight, you know, I've personally seen Tank, you know, spar heavyweight.
Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis is a fight nobody saw coming. Two stars from different backgrounds are meeting in the same ring. Both are determined to show they are the top fighters. And the excitement is intense.
Right? You have to understand, I went from doing YouTube and Disney Channel to 5 years, you know, once to twice a day, 6 to 7 days a week, training, recovery, taking it more serious than ever. I'm just a different specimen. My body is filled out. I'm going into my athletic prime and going into that and my body filling out. I just feel amazing and feel super strong.
Jake Paul has been talking openly about the training he's doing for the Gervonta Davis fight. He says he's brought serious talent into his camp and proudly mentions dropping people during sparring. He also reveals that Shakur will join him this week to help get ready for the Tank matchup. For the first time, Jake admits something rare. He says Tank is dangerous. Many judge Tank for being smaller, claiming he's too short to compete with someone like Jake. But Jake disagrees. He openly acknowledges that Tank's power is real in both hands and that he hits hard despite his height. Jake admitting he feels nervous about stepping into the ring is a big deal. It shows the respect he has for Tank's knockout ability and skill, proving this fight is far from the joke some people think it is.
Into a fight that I've actually ever been, because I know how good these people are that I'm sparring, and being able to see how good they are and knowing how good Tank is, it's actually gonna be my toughest test to date.
Yeah, I think, Jake, you could make the argument, right? Pound for pound wise, this guy's the most ferocious dude in the whole sport, couldn't you?
For sure. I think he has probably one of the highest knockout percentages.
Yeah, 90-something%, right?
Exactly. And just his speed, his elusiveness, his ring IQ, his conditioning. You know, he's gone 12 rounds so many different times, something that I've never even done. So he's going to be sharp all the way through. I mean, the list goes on. And so just actually being vulnerable for a second, it's like, this is crazy. This is scary. It's kind of keeping me up at night.
Jake, how do you prepare for, like you said, a guy who is shorter than you? How do you find a sparring opponent to replicate something that obviously, you know, there's nobody else out there that's Tank Davis? How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature-wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So just sparring against guys on their level and people who have, you know, been doing this their whole entire lives. But we're really focusing on speed and not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to like lose some muscle so that I have less weight and so that my punch.
Many fans don't know the full story of Tank's journey. From the start of his career, he sparred with heavyweights, and not just any heavyweights, but skilled ones who knew how to handle themselves in the ring. Analysts like Showbiz revealed that Tank didn't just survive those sessions. He dominated, punishing the bigger fighters. If Tank can handle huge opponents in the gym, then a cruiserweight like Jake Paul isn't going to surprise him. Jake may be bigger, but Tank has faced bigger challenges before. Those sparring stories prove Tank isn't intimidated by a larger opponent. Showbiz also pointed out that those heavyweight sparring partners were more technical and experienced than Jake. Jake Paul has improved a lot, moving from influencer fame into real boxing, but he's still learning and building fundamentals. Tank has been facing top-level talent since his teens. If he could survive and dominate fighters much bigger and more skilled than Jake, then Jake's size advantage might not be enough. Showbiz made it clear, this isn't a mismatch for Tank. In fact, Jake may be stepping into dangerous territory.
And the thing is, don't be surprised, okay? This is a photo. This is a photo of one of the bigger guys that he was sparring. But in the past, you know, like maybe a few years ago, he was fighting a guy in Mayweather's camp. He was a bigger guy. I think he was like a middleweight or something like that. He was whooping his ass. One time he was like on live whooping a bigger guy's ass. I mean, he's just beating bigger guys like middleweights and stuff. He's done that in sparring forever. Remember this story? I've brought it up a million times and I've showed this clip a million times, but on Ellie Set Back. This story of this guy saying how Gervonta Tank Davis knocked out this heavyweight.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy's name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. I'm like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Hey, I've seen him knock out some heavyweights. He might knock all the ass out now.
You knocked out a heavyweight?
Yeah.
How was that?
Cause I hit harder than Wilder.
Now, granted, the heavyweight that Gervonta Tank Davis is whooping and sparring is not like, all-time great heavyweights, all right? And it shouldn't be. But he's sparring the heavyweight, the level of heavyweight that, more experienced than Jake Paul, right? But Jake Paul has beaten those heavyweights himself, all right? I'm thinking that is the caliber of heavyweight that Gervonta Tank Davis is sparring, but he's whooping their asses. And that's a good thing. I feel with Jake Paul sparring Raymond Ford, to me, it looked like Raymond Ford got the best of him. It looked like Jake Paul was a little exhausted, and it looked like Raymond Ford wasn't. It looked like Jake Paul was a little disappointed in his performance, and Raymond Ford was trying to give him a pick-me-up. Like, just kind of letting them know. No, like, we do this and do that. It just looked like Raymond Ford was in a confident, secure place, more dominant place, the more alpha out the two in the ring. And that's Raymond Ford. That ain't Gervonta Davis. I love Raymond Ford. I have him on my fighters list. But still, I don't think anyone thinks he's as skillful or as powerful as Gervonta Tank Davis.
Tank has made his decision about the future. He's done with 135 pounds, too many weight cuts and too much strain. He wants to stay fresh and compete in a division where his strength is at its peak. Moving up to 140 pounds shows his growth and mindset. He's preparing for bigger names and tougher challenges, including Jake Paul. After this fight, Tank plans to continue as a full super lightweight, believing he can deliver even stronger performances. He wants to dominate this division and prove himself again on a major stage. By staying at this weight, Tank opens up more opportunities. Some fans may think moving up gives Jake an advantage because he's naturally bigger, but Tank sees it differently. He feels this is where his body performs best. His stamina improves, and his knockout power becomes even more dangerous. At 135, he still delivered spectacular knockouts, but now he's aiming for show-stopping power. This new weight class could make Tank even more intimidating, and Jake Paul may be the first to experience the full force of this upgraded Tank.
Been throwing fits a few weeks ago when Gervonta had announced that he would be fighting Jake Paul in, I believe it's coming up in just about a month, or a little bit less than a month, and that he would not be, at least immediately, he would not be rematching Lamont Roach. So people went all up in arms. Shout out to my guy, Big Dog Willie, who even right now is claiming that Gervonta Davis is going to go try to fight in WWE or something like that when he gets done with Jake Paul. But the truth of the matter is that Gervonta Davis is coming back to boxing. He's always said that he's coming baback to boxing. He said he's going to run off, get this bag real quick, and he'll be right back. Well, as you see, the 135-pound WBA, the WBA, where he holds his 135-pound championship, has not stripped him. They said that they were going to look into it if he had not rematched Lamont Roach, but nothing ever really came of that. So as of right now, he still has his 135-pound title, but I'm telling you, the way that things are panning out, I don't think he's going to go back down to the 135-pound division. I think he's going to go to the 140-pound division where really and truly all the smoke is there. Add to it the fact that when he fights Jake Paul, he's going to be fighting Jake Paul at a higher weight than he would necessarily be fighting guys at 135 pounds. You're probably not going to see him drain down for the fight. I don't think he's going to bulk up at all, but usually when guys play with their weight and they go up and allow themselves to fight at a higher weight or fight people at a higher weight class.
Carmamel Moughton shared his opinion, saying Tank clearly has the advantage. He explained that Tank's experience sparring with heavyweights means the size difference won't affect him. Jake being bigger doesn't change the fact that Tank is the smarter fighter. The real difference comes down to skill. Carmamel sees Tank as a master boxer, while Jake is still learning. He predicts Tank will win, and not just narrowly, but convincingly. Having seen Tank train daily behind closed doors, Carmamel's insight carries weight. Talent beats size, and skill beats strength. Those are KL's words proven by action.
Go fight, entertaining. It's an exhibition, so we're gonna see how serious they really take it. But I don't know, they both getting a lot of money, so, congrats to them.
But if you had it, who has the edge in this fight?
I feel like Tank has the edge for sure. He's a real fighter, and got skills, high IQ fighter. Regardless of the weight, I've personally seen Tank, spar heavyweights, and even me, I spar heavyweights, So the weight's not really too much, for a lot of great fighters, so I feel like Tank gonna get it for sure.
Do you think he kind of be an advantage because he's small and fast? Someone said that. I'm I didn't think about that actually.
Yeah, possibly. He gonna see a lot of Jake Paul's punches coming. He can be able to evade them and then set him up for a big counter.
Wait, but do you think this is gonna be different than the other Jake Paul fights we've seen, against Mike Tyson and Julio Cesar Chavez? I know a lot of people weren't the happiest with that, but I feel like Tank's gonna give him a different fight. Do you think so?
I think so. We'll see how he adapts because a lot of people think it's hard, for a small guy to be fighting a bigger guy, but it's also hard for a big guy to be fighting a smaller guy. It's a small target, they're very fast, so we'll have to see how he adapts to it.
Wait, and is Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson really happening?
Yeah, that's happening.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Wait, is there a date already, or what's going on?
I don't think there's a date yet, but it's definitely an official fight and it's happening.
So what do you got to say about that? What's going on?
It's gonna be a great show. Floyd's gonna do his thing. Hopefully I'm on the undercard so I can put on a great show as well.
No, really? You guys already talked about that?
Not yet, no, but we'll have to see. Yeah, for sure.
And are you gonna fight again this year? What's next with you, Carmel?
I don't know. At the moment, we haven't heard nothing. We're just waiting, staying patient, staying ready. But I should be back at least one more time before the end of the year.
Shakur Stevenson was one of the loudest critics, publicly questioning why a top champion like Gervonta Davis would choose to fight a YouTuber-turned-boxer instead of another elite professional. To Shakur, the matchup felt like an insult to the sport he's devoted his life to. But the story has taken a surprising turn. Reports now say Jake Paul financially persuaded Shakur to join his training camp, helping him prepare specifically for Davis's style. This sudden involvement has left many fans surprised. Analysts point out that if Shakur truly believed the fight disrespected boxing, he would have stayed away. Instead, as soon as a compelling offer came, he joined in. The same fight he once called a circus is now one he's indirectly supporting. Observers see this as a clear example of how quickly opinions in boxing can change when money is involved.
Easy money to come spar somebody or whatever, go get your money, right? But what's funny to me is for someone who had nothing positive to say about this fight, and someone who was critical of Tank Davis for taking this fight, and tried to shit on Tank Davis for taking this fight, he sure is doing whatever he can to be a part of it. He sure is doing whatever he can to be a part of the fight. And then to take that a step deeper and a step further, for someone who doesn't want to talk about Tank Davis anymore, he sure is making moves to ensure that he is continued to be mentioned with Gervonta Tank Davis. Shakur Stevenson is not stupid. The new firm that he hired to do his PR work and get him to do these interviews and try to enhance his brand, they not stupid. Jay Prince not stupid. Josh Dubin not stupid. The people around Shakur Stevenson have been building social media brands, building boxers, and building talent in different industries at the same time. I mean, for a long time. They know how this shit works. They not dumb. They know the conversation that is going to surround Shakur helping Jake Paul. Tank Davis' biggest rival going to camp to help Jake Paul. If Jake Paul has any kind of success in the fight, Jake Paul was successful because Shakur Stevenson is on a different level and he helped prepare Jake Paul for the fight with Tank. That's why Jake Paul did so good. They know this, bro. And to me, that's the problem that I always have with these guys like Shakur Stevenson. You can throw Lamont Roach in there. You can throw Devin Haney in there, bro. You can throw Keyshawn Davis in there if you want to. My issue is they won't admit what it is. And I guess it's an ego thing, it's a pride thing, because I get it.
Offset offers a different take, focusing on the physical matchup. He believes Jake Paul's size and natural strength could give him a real chance to win. The weight difference is clear, and he thinks that if Jake lands the right punch, it could change everything. At the same time, Offset acknowledges Gervonta Davis's elite skill. He notes that Davis can slip punches, counter instantly, and make opponents miss repeatedly. So while Offset leans toward Jake because of his size, he admits there's a strong possibility Jake might not land a clean shot. In his view, this fight is a fascinating clash of size versus technique, a powerful, bigger challenger taking on a slick, highly skilled champion.
Tank Davis?
I don't understand how that's happening, though.
I mean, that's kind of what Jake Paul does, right?
That nigga's 7'8". I'm not saying 7'8". Like, the nigga's 6'4".
So you think Jake wins?
Yes.
This is kind of like the Mayweather versus Logan Paul fight. And Mayweather, he got the better of Logan for sure. I think Logan's even bigger.
Than Jake? Fuck no.
Logan's bigger than Jake, yeah.
He
like
is?
bigger, yeah. But Jake's now a more experienced boxer than probably Logan was at that time.
I don't know. That weight shit, man, that shit is a real thing.
What's the odds on that shit? I wonder.
It's
Not out yet?
Who do you think gonna win out of Canelo?
I don't really follow boxing like
Canelo,
that.
man. I like
Canelo?
I like my boy, but Canelo's just he not
Canelo's a
old.
beast.
He not old. He still got it. And he hit hard as a motherfucker. And then like the fighters he fought and lost to was some dogs though. Like most people won't get in the ring with him. So it's like I feel like I don't know. Has he got the I don't know. I feel like he gonna win though. What's that? What's the odds on that?
Oh, listen to this. Davis is minus 205 to beat Jake Paul. Jake Paul plus 155.
Wow, that's tight odds. Tank Davis is minus 205. Jake Paul's 155 opening odds. Dude, that's crazy. I don't know.
Tank 5'2" though, but it's like he's so
Tank's
short.
Fast.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying the height difference is
Like, is
crazy.
Jake even gonna be able to hit him?
Or
Like,
the
he's
other way
probably so
around.
fast.
He
Tank's gonna
fast,
be able
but
to hit
Tank's
Jake.
short though.
Tank's gonna hit him a
5'6",
lot,
some shit,
right?
How tall is Tank? 5'7"? He's like 6'3". So different. That's
No, I know.
6'3" and big. Now technique, he got him in technique because he's for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I gotta see that fight. That shit sound crazy.
You gamble on football? You sports
He had to
bet?
pay him a lot of money to that fight.
Oh, they're making so much money.
Some analysts have pointed out that many fighters criticizing Davis aren't motivated by concern for the sport, they're driven by envy. They argue that Davis has faced jealousy since the start of his career. Now, with the chance to earn a huge payday in a single night, that resentment has grown stronger. These experts believe the critics would take the same opportunity if it were offered to them. Instead of congratulating Davis for securing such a massive fight, they keep questioning his choices. According to these analysts, most of the negativity around Tank comes from people who wish they were in his shoes.
Chance to pick a great business mind brain and help give him some game in the process. I'm down. Oh, we know you're down. So for one, you look like you hating on Tank, bro. Like you specifically. Two, this is the same guy that said he's not watching the fight, but now you're somewhat taking part in the fight because you're trying to gather or help prepare Jake Paul for the fight. And then this is what Shakur Stevenson does, in my opinion. Shakur will make questionable choices, do certain things, right? And then afterwards, he'll be like, yeah, now that I got y'all attention, I got everybody mad at me. Bro, the stuff you're doing is weird. You know what I mean? And it's almost like, to me, it's almost close to like Karen behavior, in the sense that Karens, you see some of these Karens and they do all this extra stuff and then act like the victim. And I told you that's one of the main problems with Gen Z, right? Where Gen Z, they will do just weird things, make weird choices, make weird decisions, and then they'll act like, man, I'm Tupac, me against the world, everybody's against me. Everybody's not against you. You're just doing weird things. You're making weird decisions. It's weird behavior, so on and so forth. So let's ultimately recap. We got to do
There's also debate about the rumored earnings for this fight. Figures like 20 to 40 million seem believable to most analysts. But when some outlets claim both fighters could make nearly $200 million each, doubts arise. Many in boxing think those numbers are exaggerated, almost too good to be true. While the fight is massive and the hype is real, earning that much in a single night still seems unlikely to several experts. For now, the exact payouts remain unknown, impressive, but uncertain.
200 mil.
That'd be the most any athlete's ever made in one event, in one night. Where are they getting that money?
I mean, it's Netflix.
Okay. Mike Tyson didn't make that. Jake Paul didn't make that.
No. 20 million, I would believe, not 200 million.
20 million seems realistic.
That's a lot.
Even because Netflix is bigger, but there's no pay-per-view model. So, and Gervonta is a big pay-per-view draw, especially for being a lighter weight class.
Yeah.
So 20 to even 40 I can get.
Oof, that's a lot.
40 I can understand.
When push comes to shove, though, like 20.
Like Canelo's getting that 40.
Yeah.
But Gervonta Davis, he was, especially on Showtime, he's a big pay-per-view star.
Yeah.
He's a knockout artist. 200 mil is just completely false.
Man, I mean,
you swipe. What it says? Swipe to read more. What else does it say?
No, there's nothing there. That's probably from the original.
God, Jake is so much bigger.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates. Until next time, take care.